in thousands of counties in 50 states. So Michigan got an eastern and western district, and you got 50 other states with at least two federal districts.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a country that incarcerates more people per capita than somewhere like China.
Yeah.
They incarcerate more people than people that got a billion and no due process.
It's a business.
So you talk about like how statutes that are operating and in effect don't even actually pass the scrutiny of constitutionally being is constitutionally void for vagueness and self-defense. When you say something like the right to bear arms, people get real passionate about it, and it's under the guise of a lie, really, because when you buy a gun, they don't say, when you buy this gun, can you out argue a seasoned state prosecutor in a criminal trial? No, they say, no, you get to protect yourself, stand your ground, and all of this stuff, and then you analyze the language of the law. You have subjective components and objective components of it, and a statute has to be something that prescribes what conduct is permissible and impermissible. And when you say something like a person has no affirmative duty to retreat before exercising deadly force in self-defense, if they honestly and reasonably believe that such is necessary to prevent death, great bodily harm, and sexual assault. Well, this is where it becomes problematic because the word reasonable is void for vagueness. It was reasonable to you, might not be reasonable to me,
right.
etc.
Right.
And then the mere fact that you're accused of a crime, your honesty is now subject to interrogation, and they can basically use
your integrity,
character assassination attacks, and smuggle them in as motive and reason of why you're doing it, and all these other things that aren't exactly germane to your trial. And they basically can paint you as something and then say, well, now that we have shown that he isn't honest, why do we even need to interrogate whether or not he is reasonable?
So they tear your character down and then go from there.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about what you're saying is our nation is built upon two different concepts. You got contract law, and then you got what you call natural law, sovereign law.
Well, they have different cascading jurisdictions and applied principles, case laws, and you go on forever. Honestly, in my opinion, I think that the original sin of mankind from a biblical perspective ain't eating the fruit, it's litigation.
Yeah.
The original sin is litigation.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those Bible buffs or anything, or I'm not claiming any particular religion. I just was in the God pod in the county jail, and you go through the whole Bible and all of this, and then it start ringing a bell with you because our system of jurisprudence is kind of embedded in Judeo-Christian, Greek-Roman ethics.
Politics, period, came out of religion.
Yeah. So I peep my perspective. God gave a mandatory directive to mankind through Adam and said, don't eat this fruit. The day you eat of it, you shall surely die. Shall is a mandatory commanding and controlling statement if you were to analyze it legally. A mandatory minimum, like a gun.
Yeah.
You eat this, Mando, you got to die.
All right.
What does Adam do? He tests it out on Eve. She eat it. She don't die. Hand it to him. Well, what happened when they went to trial? They went to trial.
Was it the language? Because what death meant to Adam and Eve meant something different than God? Yeah.
What happens when your